Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the roundtable session integrating payment technologies in point of sale strategies for CFOs to drive business growth. Moderated by Mr. Bhaskar Chatterjee from Ezetap by Razorpay. We have members who joined as well, which are Anish Jhaveri, Spykar, Arun, Ganapathy, House of Anita, Dongre, Bhavin, Shah from Trent, Hypermarket, Dharmesh, Surti from Mayuresh, Jambunathan from Skechers, and Naveen, Golcha from CFO, Apparel. What is Bhaskar, sir?
Thank you. So, thank you so much, all of you, for making the time today to come and talk to us. And I just want to first say that it's really an informal conversation. The idea is for us to really learn from all of you and get some understanding of how things are working, what's not working, so that we can also get an understanding of how payments really make a difference. So, to start off with, I know some of you already know each other, but maybe some of you don't. So I will just like all of us to introduce each other. And as part of your introduction, talk about a little bit about your profile, talk about one thing that you think is a pain point for you with regards to payments, and one thing that's personal, like perhaps something you enjoy doing, something that just helps us to get to know you better. So let me start with you, Mayuresh.
Yeah, good morning everyone. So I'm Mayuresh from Skechers. So I've been with the company for the last 3 years now. So I've been into the retail industry, so it's still part of the learning curve. So I think keen to take on valuable inputs from this session. Essentially, in terms of my profile, I'm the CFO. I handle finance, admin, and legal. About 35 member team. Reporting to me. Skechers, you all know it's this business for almost 10 years in India now. We just completed a decade of our existence, known for quality, design, and most importantly, comfortable footwear. So that's our USP to say so. In terms of the pain point, I would say if a customer is dissatisfied, it has happened to us and all of us as well. I make the payment is gone from my side, but somewhere the recipient has not received. It doesn't happen every now and then, but once in a while it does happen. Whenever we do a transaction, be it online or offline. So that is clearly one of the pain points I would say. That kind of frustrates you. About me, work hard, play hard kind of person, calm, cool, try to keep your composure. Spend time with family, friends, food, music, and sports and all that I would say. I also do a lot of shopping, so obviously make a lot of payments. So that's one more area of interest. Thanks. Looking forward to the session.
Thanks for
Good afternoon. I'm Anish Jhaveri, CFO for Spykar. So I handle the finance function, but also demand planning, IT, and the warehouse functions. In terms of areas of focus, I think in any payment mechanism, we have two primary things from finance perspective. One is the cost, the other is the currency. So if these two things are taken care of, I think most of the value. About myself, yes, I am also moved the retail industry. It's about 3 years in the industry prior to that. Apart from my regular work associated with an NGO that works for the sector. So I spend my
Thank you.
I am Naveen Golcha. I'm working as CFO of Patel India Pvt Ltd. I have completed 17 years in the company and have grown with the company over a period of time. We are franchise of international brands in India like Golcha, Surti, Bath and Body Works, Victoria's Secret. These some of the international firms. The role of CFO, everybody knows, it's not limited to just finance or compliance or record keeping or strategy or planning. It goes beyond that. It's more problem solving, looking into legal documents, dealing with outside agencies as well. So there are a lot of things which CFO has to do, and I'm fortunate that playing this role you learn a lot. You get a lot of opportunities to learn. Coming to the this pain point, there are certain pain points which I think is almost all the retailers could be facing. The first one is chargeback, as you had mentioned. When the customer gets irritated, he starts shouting at the store. Second one is connectivity. So at times when there is no connectivity, you face really embarrassing position. Because there are a lot of customers waiting in line, they are confused, they want to make the payment, take away the product, but at times you lose customers when there is no connectivity. Third thing is entertainment. So a lot of times what we face is there's a lot of change, or you can say the payment modes gets mixed up. Say debit cards mixed up with credit cards, or maybe say diner mixed up with MasterCard or American Express to some extent. It's, at times we feel there are issues with entertainment. Internal reporting. When you swipe the card, say it should report whether it has come from a particular.
The MDRs are different.
The MDRs. So that gets mixed up. Now about my time, I enjoy talking to my, as you know, CFO, as a CFO, or while in the job, it's really difficult to take out, say, time for leisure. And you miss a lot of time speaking to your family and friends. So I love to, whenever I get time, I love to speak to my dear ones, my friends. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dharmesh, Surti. I lead the business and planning strategy of Bhavin in India. Being with the organization for the past 6 years. In terms of profile, as I said, business and planning strategy, along with the advance and the treasury. I lead the treasury as well. The main point, I think everyone have covered, but this is the connectivity is what's very critical. Kind of the QSR sector we have stores across in metro. So in north you see a lot of metros, we have small stores, we have connectivity issues where we face payments will not decline, customers in queue, and that being a QSR, SOS is very critical. The moment someone gives an order, payment is done, the next guy comes. So connectivity, few areas.
You were saying tier 1, tier 2, you say, is it more in tier 2 or sort of across?
It's across, but so we have seen in Delhi, in metro, still we have issues of connectivity. In few tier 2 cities, we have seen issues. Some malls don't have proper connectivity, we have issues. First is that. Secondly, yes, chargeback is one. Sometimes the payment gets deducted, but the invoice is not generated. Since all retailers have direct connection, the bills get generated post of payment. The payment is done and bills are not generated, usually the cashier will not accept. You need to redo, you need to go back and ask the bank to get the cash back.
That is something which I have a problem with the reconciliation itself. Last part, I think personally, I am more of a sport guy. I like to play cricket, badminton, TT. Recently, I started reading a lot of books. This year, my target is to complete 50 books. So it's a big thing which personally I have taken. Yes, still I have done 3 books behind considering the schedule. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, I'm Bhavin Shah. I lead the finance functions for Trent Hypermarkets, startups and in terms of my role, I take care of everything in the finance cross-functional interactions and in terms of pain points, I think, as everybody is cost is one of the very critical factors for our market businesses. The speed of implementation is going to be one of the key factors when there is a very high queue or cost machines. Customer satisfaction is one of the keys. So if one transaction is getting rejected, the next customer is also not only the customer is on the cash, but the next person is also when it might happen. And then he will not understand, he will think, the people are not so capable enough to manage the show. So that is one of the keys. So how we maybe improve the fast the speed of
Speed of the transaction.
Yeah.
And if there were a problem, how do you solve that by supporting the next?
Yeah. So there will be, even for seconds, 3 second counts. So if suppose, like for example, UPI, if I have a couple of payment methods, or I have Google Pay, I have Paytm, I have one more thing. So then, like how we swipe a credit card and then it automatically I can set a rule back end. For you get a cashier will go and select one person. So that also takes one more time. So those kind of, even it saves 3 seconds, 5 seconds, it will be more important for us. Improve overall speed. In terms of personal things, I guess, apart from work, I enjoy traveling a lot. So, given travels, last I was only in Pune background, but I have Pune was a holiday kind of thing. But yeah, I do enjoy traveling, so whenever there is a chance, even if you're smallest, weekend getaway is very much welcome for me. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Arun. That's really nice. I hope
So I'm Arun Ganapathy, CFO of Dongre. We have brands and global DC and Anita Dongre with us. I've been part of the retail industry for the last 16 years now. In this company for the last 5.5 years. And if you see in terms of what I handle, it is finance, legal, secretarial, logistics, supply chain and IT. In terms of the pain areas, I think being the last, I think almost everybody has summarized, but one of the things which we thrive on is now it's all online, so it's no longer an offline and online, but one thing what we have a pain is in terms of a customer when they come and do any returns in a store, we still don't have the facility to refund to the customer directly. We give a credit note and then the customer should deserve the credit note, but the same customer, if she goes off online, the refund happens immediately to the customer. So maybe on the Omni front, if we are saying that it's going to be uniform across, so then I see this anomaly there in terms of how do we manage the refund, because there are challenges. Though the POS system has got the facility to identify the invoice and take a return, but somewhere because the settlement is done and everything, I'm not able to refund the money back to the customer. So that's one. Otherwise, like the chargebacks, what they said is the other issues which we still have. In terms of personal things, as Naveen said, it's like if it will be great if you are able to spend more time with the family. But having said that, I also developed a passion for running, so participated in a few half marathons. So hope to keep that on, at least health-wise it's better.
Alright, so hey, thank you so much again. It was really nice getting a feel for what your problems are. There are certain themes that emerged. Chargeback theme, connectivity theme, and a couple of people mentioned recon things. Right? So connectivity is a technical problem which I think solvable if we kind of, and I'm taking that away as something we look into, but I don't want to kind of dive into that because it's largely a technical discussion. I would actually kind of talk about the other two things we talked about and sort of deep dive on that a little bit. One is recon and the other is chargebacks, and I think they are sort of tied together at some level, right? So just to get a feel for recon itself, and I was kind of talking to you as well. Today you are kind of working with different tender types. You kind of mentioned that there are multiple types of cards available. I'm sure you have Swiggy, Zomato, getting 40% payments. There's UPI, which is sort of taking off like nobody's business. I don't know if affordability, EMI is a play, perhaps maybe you might be thinking about it. So there are actually different types of payment capabilities that are coming to the fore, and as omni-channel happens, you'll actually also be thinking about how to take payments online and actually reconcile it with activity at the store, right? So just to kind of get a feel for it, if you can just, some of you can quickly talk about your mix of payments. How much of it is cards, how much of it is UPI, how much of it is other forms of payments that are happening with wallets, etc. So I'll just throw it open and maybe ask a few of you to talk about it. Maybe, so you have these.
So out of the total transactions, approximately 45% is digital.
Okay.
So out of that 45%, 10% is approximately UPI. And approximately 50% is from debit cards. So UPI is taking out debit card share. But still, cash is king. It's still.
We saw it going down post demonetization, but it has come back to.
It has come.
Even in your stores, which are slightly premium stores, Charles and King and stuff, you have.
So there's premium stores will get more cash.
You see, there is a regional bias as well. So more cash is there in the north compared to.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the south.
It's regional, so more cash in the north, quite less in the south and east. West is again normal, but that portion is still there, and handling that cash, the banks, cash pickup, so that's a different pinpoint altogether, but it's still there.
Let's just talk about debit payments, right? Recon is something that you would like your payment partner to solve really well. You want, these are the orders I got, this is the payment, it came from all these instruments. Diners I got 3%, UPI I got 0%, etc. And this is the cash I got on the right? If that's something I think we do a good job on and we could solve it. What happens today is that I only solve the payments that are happening on the POS machine. I don't know about cash. For example, somebody, your payment partner would say that. I don't know about Swiggy Zomato that's coming. I don't know about cash that is happening. If someone were to be able to create something that would solve for different types of cards, solve for UPI, solve for Swiggy Zomato, and solve for cash, and you as a CFO have one source of truth, I might be speaking too far out, but I'm just sort of painting magic picture here, right? How interesting would that be?
Interesting. Forget interesting. Our life will become easier. It's really very painful. It's reconciliation of all tenders. There are different tenders, and with digitization or automation going up, there are not more tenders in the market. So the number of tenders will increase, the more pain point becomes to reconcile all the receipts on daily basis. Because the day you miss out, there could be chances of many revenue leakage.
So today, just to understand, today how does the reconciliation work in your domain? Is it per store does the reconciliation, then at the end of the day it comes to central team at a finance function to look at what across the country has happened, or is it a little delayed?
No. See, so for different tenders, there are different timings. UPI, if it's real time, it goes directly to your account. If there's an aggregator or an acquirer, then it comes T plus 1. All credit card transactions, it comes T plus 1. Cash, the pickup is done next day. And it is reflected after 2 days in your bank statement. Value date is same, the date they pick up, but it comes after 2 days. So it becomes really difficult to match the total sales made in a day, or which the settlement is done after say 10:30 or when you close the store. And next day you get some information on the cards. After that, third day you get information on cash. And it becomes really difficult to reconcile all these transactions. Presently, lot of all these transactions, all these, even if you try to say automate or do any kind of say build up a software to reconcile all these transactions, everything doesn't come together.
Just to add to it, it has to be done store-wise because every data is, people are, each data store, transfer is there. So it has been store-wise, again the tender-wise. So if I know cash, okay, cash today I do of day before yesterday's cash, but today I do of yesterday's card. So I can keep doing that on a regular basis to ensure that the money is every coming in.
And there are gift vouchers, promotional vouchers, there are a lot of other tenders which are coming.
And there are going to be multiple more which still maybe we are not as a country has seen. Apple Pay, Samsung Pay are not still not coming yet, but there in other countries. So if all those things are going to come in, it's going to add more to it.
Wallets never pays market demonetization.
Wallets is big, it's coming. Actually, Amazon Pay sector is again taking on. Can we talk about cash for me? So you said cash is T plus 2 because although you get credit on the same T plus 1, but actual cash picks your bank on T plus 2. But the cash management agency, always a separate report, they do say to you that so much cash has been on T plus 1.
That's true. It's after 2 days.
So there's
get information after 2 days. By that time, so by that time, a lot of transactions is already done at the store.
I see. So if there's value of us for some provider, I don't know who, to actually be able to say these are all your tenders for digital. By the way, your cash, whoever cash picker, maybe if you can integrate with that, get that report and put it together
Immediately.
on T plus 1, right? And perhaps other instruments like Swiggy, Zomato or digital gift voucher, etc. Put it all together and give it to you on T plus 1. That may be valuable, is what I'm thinking. Right? And maybe I want other people to perhaps speak about this. Go ahead.
Basically, exactly what Sir said is that in our stores we have a mechanism where cash depository, you will have a slip where the cash picker agency signs and gives it back as a token of ticket. So we usually ask the store guys to scan it and put it on token. So there is a backend team who sees it, who is aware that there is a cash being deposited at the next day. But day after tomorrow we get a cash receipt, and this is where we try to see if someone has not scanned and says, a report comes in, gets saying that these guys are not. So there is a issue. So we immediately highlight the managers here and if someone is not scanned it, which is changed. One is that second, in terms of tender also, all of the places we have so that additional tender not for the which is also very critical because the South, a lot of IT guys, and it's because people usually spend in food business, right? So for us it becomes products so we buy only first day whenever the store is, new store is coming up, so that becomes critical. The second is Swiggy Zomato is a very different animal because in food business you have, so reconciliation is very different because you have riders picking the orders, not being delivered, they picking the orders saying we are not got the orders. It's a different mess. It's a mess you need a dedicated person just for 40, because today it's a big competition. Pre-COVID was 20%, now it's kind of reached to 40% huge business. You need a dedicated guy, really monitoring what is happening in the store. It's depends on the commercial as well. You won't see money coming in after T plus 1 day, maybe T plus 2, T plus 7. All depends on your organization having their commercial aggregators. So That is something very different in terms of card, debit card, credit card, cash.
But even Swiggy Zomato does give you a report.
Yeah, they gave us a report. But the money get aggregated depending on the commercials. I see. Which will be a consolidated amount.
These time reports are different. Yeah. Until you get all the reports at the same time, and there's a lot of manual processes, as you rightly said, you get the slips from the store. At times you don't get the slip from the store, so you keep following them.
The slips are the cash slips.
Cash slips, the cash paper slips, you keep following them. And you may mess up. And you have to appoint one or two person to just keep following the stores. And everything is manual. So I don't know how this can be automated or some kind of solution.
We've been looking at it. I can't talk about
The
it.
rate of automation that we have done in that case is that in the POS, we have a provision of the store punching that there is a capital deposit. So it's not the slip, so they punch in over there. And then accounting entry gets passed in our SAP. So we have a separate, two tiers. One is cash at store, the second is cash deposit in bank. So when the money comes from a bank, I credit the cash deposit bank account. So if that in SAP, what I do is I just take a dump and see that if deposited, both debit and credit are matching, store code wise, whatever is not matching is where they have said that they have deposited but the money has not come. And then ask the question to the store that where is this money, why it has not been deposited. And then give us it is, that's it, the store, see, it's all like, we're talking of human. And we're talking of an umpty number of stores, right? There might be somebody who might be punching the rest, have deposited but not given money to the bank. Or you would have given 50,000, you would have punched in 1 lakh because he has got cash. He punched in 1 lakh, but intentionally he's given 50,000. So then once you reconcile, you figure out that you got 50,000 credit, but he has ensured that he has deposited 1 lakh. And then you go back to the store and say, boss, give me now this there, what is that you have deposited. Because all these things also needs to be done immediately, because if there is a bona fide intention, it needs to be arrested as soon as possible. Because in a day, a store collection also is, if it's a couple of lakhs, 2 days it's okay, that's it. And after that, you will not find that guy. So the time is essential.
So it tends to be found that the guy used to punch it as a card payment. And pocket it as a cash.
Exactly.
It's quite common.
It's quite common. So it becomes really different. This manual process becomes really different.
So cash reconciliation, although we have to figure it out, I don't have good answers right now, but I can hear it's a big problem. Actually, Mayuresh and Anish, I would like to ask you
just in terms of cash, we have this added dimension of counterfeit notes.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of things. So it's never a one-to-one match. And it depends on the price point. For a full match, customer generally ends up paying 558. So it never matches. You can't match the receipt against the transaction. So there's always the change. So end of the day, all these dimensions get more complex when it comes to cash. That's what
Anish, you said reconciliation was an issue. What are the issues you are seeing?
No, so I mean, what we it's already in our index. So similar.
Okay.
One more thing, today you can say you want cash as a issue. I think all retailers today ask to like to move it to cards because the cost of having cash is too high. And after MHA guideline, the cost has shoot up like 3x, 4x. And it has seen. So pre-COVID if you see with the component and what the demonetization, I think pre-COVID and post-COVID, contactless, QR code scanning, payment and all that. So we have been able to see that shift. At least 20 to 50% shift has moved from cash to UPI and that's the shift. If today asks to me if 25% is zero, then I will be very happy. So because
I have a follow-up question to that. So we know from a marketing function perspective, they push the consumers to use digital, right? That's a very known area, and this is more of a group of loyalty. This is more of a group of CFOs and finance. You're raising a point that cash is probably the biggest pain. From your outlet perspective, to the cashier who is sitting there and the store owner, are there initiatives done by the finance group to push toward digital
payments?
I don't know whether everybody has heard of digital rupee that RBI is coming up with, and we are the first partner with SBI for the So I think to some extent this issue will be resolved with digital rupee because everything will come digitally then.
So sir, from your perspective, how will digital rupee be better than UPI? Because UPI is already there, people are using it. So let's for
What I heard is UPI will be phased out and digital rupee will come. So maybe smaller tenders will like 10 rupee note or 50 rupee, 20 rupee note may be in circulation, but all big denomination notes will be withdrawn.
That's something to sort of watch out on people quickly while adoption takes time.
I think it will take at least 6 to 8 months to roll out. That's what SBI people told us.
So, just to add on, I kind of agree with him, the UPI could be phased out or it could just become, it won't be a zero kind of fee. It could be at a charge which is comparable to some of the other denominations. So, it won't have the same kind of feel. So, definitely, that is where I think the digital currency comes in. So, somewhere at the back end, there are still charges which you are not able to see, which is getting subsidized today at the UPI framework.
Absolutely.
So that may not exist. UPI may continue to exist, but it will not exist in the form which is as it exists today.
Even cash, if it is removed from the system, then probably everything will come in the digital form.
So, Bhaskar, as I said, is there any initiative being taken in the stores to promote digital? So, back pre-COVID, what we have done is we have tied up with a bank, where we tied up with the bank saying that if you pay for this bank, you will get an X discount. So, there was a shift which you saw, it's a back-to-back transaction of charges. So, that is something, when a partner with a business partner or a bank to try, because usually the customer walking in, he has the option of paying through cash or a card or any other mode. So we have done that in past, and yes, today if we have a partner who jointly wants to work on, yes, we think about to move it because it's more of these reconciliation become easier in terms of we are now carrying the problem. So that is yes, and UPI being the zero part as of now, and we have told the team also that cash because we have charges or not paying, we have charges. So this year it's no UPI problem, it's easy for us also. That is the packet that has it's clean up to benefit out. So that's there. So initiative should be.
So in our case, I think the cash ratio is also reducing. So maximum business for the cash ratio is less than 20%. So 75% is very digital. And UPI is over at significant share. Police customers are also using quite friendly and also avoid using cost options. The only challenge is transaction failure, network not available, mobile network not available. That is a very challenge.
So in dynamics, so see, just because you mentioned it as bringing it up, personally, I find dynamic QR a lot more interesting than static QR because you can actually have reconciliation happen right there and there. Okay. I know there's a little bit of, if you can solve the connected issue.
Time limitation, that's why we mentioned about one leg happening, the other leg doesn't happen.
But so, and honestly, I think things are getting better in terms of, there are certain PSPs who are not very good. So on our side, what we're trying to do is we're trying to work with PSPs who have high success rates, etc. So that what we want to do is that we want to say, hey, dynamic QR is the way to go. But for retailers like you, the big ones. For small guy, it's okay, static QR is okay. But for the big guys, I'm thinking dynamic QR is the way to go and not inside the POS machine, right? It's like dedicated, like customer sees it, right? And it's just that it's flashing in front of him. And he makes a payment and it reconciles immediately with
Ultimately you need a screen.
yeah, ultimately need a screen.
You just need a screen to display it.
Bhaskar, today the machine actually advertised machine. It's on the biggest screen. Which today we have also moved to that. We have not taken any strategy. Any retailer will not agree on that. We have issue someone just taking his page as a machine and taking it. So dynamic will be the way to go. And if you are saying screen, already it's available. So just that success ratio is there. We have also seen a bit of kind of failure, higher failure current transition which is happening. I feel 6 months down the line, I think that will also be
the only thing I have to say.
Yeah, so today's Android machines have a dynamic QR facility on the screen, and it's a much bigger screen than even the smaller Android point, right? The challenge we have seen is that the consumer doesn't know that. By the time it comes into the journey, if the retailer
Because he has to choose. See, in the POS machine has to choose. I want to generate a dynamic QR, turn it around, show it to the customer. The time is already given.
So what we have also seen in some players have taken off from this in terms of retail segment, there are these small dynamic QR machines, standalone machines, which will just have a small screen which will display only the QR. It will only get used when the consumer will say, I want to pay by that. But it's right in the
By
space
default,
that
you keep generating dynamic. Every time you ring up bill, it will generate a dynamic. So to pay, you pay. And then it automatically.
I mean, that's the follow-up question I want to ask. Anybody uses that?
We use static. Probably that can be replaced by dynamic.
We have tried dynamic in a couple of stores through Paytm. So one of the things which came up was that we don't want to declutter the cash counter. So it's taking some more space. So they preferred it that we pass on the EDC machine itself so that it doesn't take that space. And again, because dynamic it needs again connectivity. So that under the wire comes out and everything, right? The static QR code is only at this one, you should keep it. But then we have to prefer a static. Then we said, okay, then it's part of the machine only. So it doesn't take the space. There's another wire connection, not there.
So let me ask you this. So since you don't want to take up more space, now see out in some foreign markets, they have customer facing screen that you see that happening. Yeah. It's not just a customer facing screen. You could actually use it for showing QR. You could even use it for feedback. You could use it for, today I have this offer running kind of display. Or you could say, hey, there's some chocolates kept here, I will pick up one. You could use that for customer communication. In addition to QR.
Just to add on this Bhaskar store, today in our airport store, if you go to the international airport, we have a kiosk. It's the same thing actually. There's a kiosk. Somebody want to come in, just check what are the products available, okay, do the payment, scan it to our person. And it's also there, it's coming.
Is that something you guys have ever talked to marketing? Has marketing spoken something like this? Has this ever conversation come together? Where there's a customer facing screen, that could be used for QR. Has that conversation ever happened?
At the billing counter.
At the billing counter, the only problem is, the billing counter at this side. Okay, the moment, and after this will be playing, because then you see the customer, for example, in Apparel, you see the customer in the bill it. So if I'm going to do anything wrong, it's only at a height below this. Okay, then it becomes slightly difficult, because, or maybe a couple of feet above this, but then the customer has to bend down to scan that, if at all they want to do it. So otherwise then you will keep one more monitor, like how you talk like there's one more monitor there, and there's an additional infrastructure which you will want. So that's the challenge.
It's an additional capex investment or additional infrastructure in the sense that the billing system will have two screens. One as the cashier and the other one consumer.
Sorry, strangely you see, it's more applicable for even a QSR, because where the UPA as a payment mode is much higher. Okay, for us, as Naveen said, for me, it's still cash. So UPA as a component is a very less component compared to even the cards. So it's a 7 to 10% is what UPA we are talking of today.
What about marketing angle that
marketing angle, you anyway have a bigger TV screen. Obviously the screen is going to be a very smaller one. Obviously going to be a much bigger screen where you put your videos and everything. So in comparison, it's very less.
They believe in spending and we believe in saving.
We just wanted to understand
what we have not spoken about till now is the cost associated with all these payment options, which is more important. It's always a challenge to bring down the cost of collection or the MDR rates that we get. So we prefer using UPI transactions. We try to push UPI transactions because it's more economical cost for everyone. So any cost that increases with the facility, it compensates for the.
What is the marketing you pay for?
What the cost is
That device.
No, but what I heard from the group is that's not a big
because
little
cash
mover,
is-
because the customer is coming at the billing, he wants to bill and move ahead, and marketing will be taken care by other areas. That's what
Absolutely.
this group feels.
The marketing is always done at the back end, at the back side of the cashier. So you'll always find a big screen playing all marketing things over there.
Even the timing is before the billing.
Yeah.
I have already sold the product and the offers, and I need to tell him about that before the billing happens. But this can still be used for the feedback. But yeah, again, that's so again.
The moment you divert focus of the customer on payment, he feels that he's disturbed.
And people like me.
And when he has to make the payment, he focuses only on payment.
Just adding to that, customer will shop for some 40-45 minutes. But when it comes to the long term, the customer switched off from the purchase. So they want to just get out of here, make the payment and then go off. So any upselling, cross-selling at that point of time also doesn't get you interested. You don't have to see at a point.
Yes, good. Bhaskar, I think exactly what it's cluttered. You see, suddenly one standing in the room, and they finished the thought was like you have done the purchase. Again, you want to having a separate place for that problem will be beneficial. The customer can, go and sit, walk through and just see what are options available. In the innovation space, outside the country, you would see some of these machines coming in. True. Maybe India population, in the way India shops is different, and hence outside it probably works better.
If you see that all the players are separate, you will see some standing things there, smaller, or as a softy of 20 rupees being standing. Somebody has done the purchase, they see that okay, want to add into that. Part of retail, if you see, a lot small. You can go walk around socks or small size. Last week purchases of 100 or 50 bucks. That's where it's played. Kind of having a digital is very different. Not the time
Okay, that was very helpful. Thanks so much. I just wanted to touch upon affordability. I know it doesn't apply to all of you, but especially not you. But is it? Okay, let's talk about it. I just want to say. So basically, what's happening, and we are seeing, and it's actually projected to be a huge market, especially $40 billion market, which is, and especially with Generation X, they are actually getting used to this environment. Where at the point of purchase, which is at the point of need, they want to be able to convert the purchase into affordability, which is an EMI. Okay. And there are different options here. Of course, the old credit card EMI is there. If you talk to our mobile phone CD retailers, they are actually subventing the interest so that it's a no cost interest. There are some people who are saying the merchant will subvent the interest. Don't worry, I'm a big guy. I will subvent the interest. And we can make sure those things happen. You may not have access to credit. You may not have a debit card or credit card. But there are players who are actually providing credit. At the point, when they say, hey, आप इस QR code scan कर दो, आपका ऐप आ जाएगा, ऐप में please enter, and I'll actually underwrite you at the moment. And using that, I can make this. So, especially with the direction India is going in, and there are articles around this where the Gen X living in cities is actually taking advantage of this more. And I just wanted to kind of talk to all of you and see where your sort of thoughts are regarding this. And I know it perhaps doesn't apply to you as much as it will apply to a high ticket size player. Let's just still one point.
More than high ticket, the industry in the past was more towards the mobile and consumer durable, products which were taking it as a EMI. Right? Now with the new generation, everything.
3,000 rupees that they want.
Everything convert to EMI. And there are a lot of fintechs who are offering consumer side products also to give them those credit lines. So it's a diverse group from an industry perspective. I want to understand, do you think that's an area
We already had that facility.
I'm sure it was.
EDC.
Right.
EMI. PVFC, there are a lot of transactions which get converted. But what we prefer is that we don't have to get engaged into that complete process. It should be an automated process. Let the financer and the customer, they take care of their own part. When it comes to say subventing or contributing to any, we prefer customer bearing interest rather than getting into again the kind of reconciliation as to how much we should contribute and all those things we do not get into that. Buy now, pay later. That's another.
Yeah. That's effectively what I was saying. NBFC responded.
Everything works out the same way. So what we prefer is our cashier doesn't have to get engaged with all these transactions. He should focus only on his sales and receipt. But rest all should be taken care of. We are open to it. We are open to it. And we want to go ahead with that because we know that's the future and this is how the young population in India now are preferring to convert their all buying into EMIs. So we would prefer going ahead with that since we already have this facility in place.
No, sir, the facility is there. What I'm sort of hinting at is that it's expanding rapidly in new ways. And credit card EMI, everybody knows, right? But what I'm trying to say is now NBFC EMI is happening. Are you seeing any traction? Are you seeing traction, for example, the Amazon Pay program, you pay with Amazon Pay or the credit program, right? And they will automatically convert it behind the scenes to EMI. And I'm just trying to see if any of that is real for what you
Frankly speaking, we don't track that.
It's not picked up. At least for that, I've seen Apparel, it's not picked up. Maybe you get a few transactions in a month, hardly maybe 4 or 5 transactions a month because our average bill value is say 4 or 5,000 rupees. So we don't see that much coming in. But again, that's, if you honestly ask me, that's another one hassle in terms of the reconciliation for us. Because, and also at some point of time, see, I have to have my store staff know more of the product of what I am selling rather than the product what this NBFC is providing. Because there's going to be 100 questions. Because if you see in a electronic retailer, obviously you see these guys lurking around. They may come and maybe sell it, but if a customer is going to ask 4 questions, then though they say that just give your PAN automatically, we give you the sanction immediately and all. But again, the customer is waiting over there asking some questions. So my guy is clueless in terms of what this product is all about. So there are certain confusions. It's not evolved over a period of time, but I'm not seeing that at least taking off right now. But obviously it might come up in the future. As Naveen said, we do have it, but not much of it.
I think he made a very valid point that availability is there, but we don't want to get involved in the hassle of promoting it, educating our cashier and all that, which is what happens in a
technology takes care of it, yes, we don't mind. And even getting reports, because we don't track. We're getting reports directly from the banks or whosoever acquires it. So it would be quite interesting.
Any other thoughts?
Yes, so pretty much echo what I said. So it's as the customer is evolving and the business, so from a very mature kind of customer now is getting more aspirational. So definitely they are the ones who are looking for this kind of thing. So and other thing, of course, if it gets to him for free, in terms of 6 months of free cash, why would he not take that? So, as of now, I will not call it a deal breaker for my but as I can see, with the added complexity, the price points going up, these numbers are going up. So it's not that something which we are actively promoting to make it happen. But it is used more as a sales strategy. Somebody comes looking out for footwear. He comes looking out for, say, 8,000 footwear, and he likes something which is more expensive, 12,000, 15,000. That is where I think you have this opportunity to kind of.
Let me ask you this. Adidas, what it was to me? Just ask me. I mean, it's possible. I've heard that they're considering, for example, Adidas, where they will, like the Samsungs of the world, start doing some subvention. Just ask me. If it were to go down that direction, right? How will it evolve for us as consumers? Will you?
Just to sort of elaborate on that, what might happen is that they may say that an SKU which is above a certain
price point. Like say, and the SKU they want to push and promote. 15,000 rupee SKU, they'll say that we are offering EMI and the interest on that is taken care by Adidas or whoever is offering. So that for consumer anyways it's interest free and they get a push of promoting. Do you see going in that direction? Because I actually in the other group that there is no way that finance will take the interest cost. but in your field or even in jeans side, do you think that's something which can possibly happen?
I would say it possibly happen. Like what we do. It's still, I would not the quote number is still a low single digit kind of number, but the numbers are so somewhere this could become a trend for the future. Ideally, probably they are more technical, maybe the price points are different. But I do see things possible in that direction.
So as of now, again, as we have the offer, sure. Do we actively promote it? Definitely, it's one more payment mechanism that is there. Do I want to bear the cost? Do I want to? Obviously, I don't think. Or be a supporter of it.
Unless it is compensated by incremental sales.
Yeah, exactly. That's one point.
So, only comes from marketing.
Marketing is there.
We get reports directly from the banks on that. Probably it will be more interesting to understand how much is it compensated by sales, or probably they are getting ad sales on a lot of these facilities which is provided to the customer.
Since we talk about marketing, I just want to talk about marketing for 1 second and then we go back to chargebacks and experiences. So there's one thought that we have, and I don't know, I'm just trying to validate this. A lot of you, perhaps not you so much, but have payments happening online and offline, right? And perhaps in different stores, right? The ability to identify a customer who is interacting with you at different locations or at online and offline and tying it together to say this is an important customer for me because he is actually going and buying at different stores, different locations, online, offline, and therefore he is a repeat customer. I want to serve him well, right? That is a good problem for marketing to solve. But it's difficult to do. I mean, sometimes you can get his mobile number and you can get a loyalty number or something like that. If payments could tie that customer to you, based on the payment instruments that he's using, if he's using, assuming he's using the instruments, right? If it's a cash instrument, but would that be something that's accretive to the organization? Because from a finance perspective, I'm actually able to create a single view of it. Is that something that may be interesting? And I know it's not marketing, somebody from marketing will actually have a different point of view, because you guys are only thinking about it from an organizational perspective. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on something like this, population like this.
We do the loyalty system. So every customer map to the mobile number. And because we are both online and offline sales, so today customer is no longer an online customer or offline customer. It's only customer. The database is common. So today for me, I'm linking them to the mobile number. So I don't need to match. See, again, it also differs, right? Like, if there's going to be a bank offer, I may have that bank card and I may just buy that card. And maybe when I go somewhere offline, I may give another one card. So then linking both to a customer becomes slightly difficult.
So it's more data thing. What you do is you collect the full data, what you do in Excel, let the software do it, separate. So it's information that you will be providing to us.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's quite interesting. There's nothing new I see in this kind of.
I'm just exploring ideas.
If you can explain me
No, sir.
more about it,
It's like
if I'm
It
saying
needs a
something
card.
about
this is the last 4 digits of the card, or for example UPI ID. If I am able to basically stitch together the profile of the customer based on the last 4 digits of the card or UPI ID or things like that, I could actually say that whether he's interacting online or whether he's interacting offline, or it is
It's a common parameter.
Common parameter.
People
I'll say the same customer who's actually.
This is where you probably would not have the customer details, the mobile number and the loyalty. And it is for those, because the ones you have it, you may have sufficient information about them here. This is where the consumer has not entered his mobile number for you, and that would be enough to just walk in like that. But with multiple payments, multiple payment mechanisms and multiple payment credit cards, I mean, on an average, I'm sure at least people have more than 4 or 5. Will it be really feasible to get some meaningful data to be able to get this consumer's behavior?
That's what it is. Any meaningful data is quite interesting, and I would like to have it.
Good to know that.
No, I'm just
Which
I'm
side?
not trying to put down the idea, but it's just
You're right, it will be a little difficult, but you know, even if it has called 70% of the problem, it will be interesting.
well, as you mentioned, you know, I think most of the customers currently are going to say whatever is the best deal at this point of time. You know, I am loyal to that brand, and I'm loyal to that payment mechanism. Thank you so much.
I think faster where you are doing is yes, features. This is the future. You will see next year, 10 years, CRM is where retailers will go. We have launched a program which has English channel.
Okay.
It's the same one app. You can click to a delivery or click to a restaurant. You can go to a dining section, order. If you are at home, you can do a delivery. Do this, yes, we have our customers usually marketing even at the values lower off. It's more of moving P3 so that is where, in fact, I do a lot of data analytics programs. I have tried doing one, I have not been able to crack it. That's why so because usually, so payment is also, RBI compliance where you can't have a lot of data stored in your system. If you are able to use that data, whether in the that is also something we can do.
No, from a payment company, we'll be sure with compliance.
That is very critical because you can't go to that because already there is an issue of, we're trying to get our numbers and all that. You asking, okay, log in and get the data is very different than someone spiking in and getting it. That's that compliance purpose.
Thank you so much. The last thing I want to talk about is something that we started with, customers getting angry. Chargebacks, transactions. I just want to talk about, what are things we could do so that customers are happy from a payment. Right? So one thing you told us, make sure payments happen quickly. Absolutely. And we are continuously trying to do that. I think somebody had set a point saying failure should be reduced, right? And in Razorpay particularly, we have been doing a bunch of things to make it happen. For example, we keep track of, if we are connected with multiple network VMs, which ones are probably currently funky, and we kind of push that message in the front. In case we are in the car, things like that. So, your message is absolutely spot on that we should continuously try to increase success rates. Absolutely, and for a payment provider, it's bread and butter. We absolutely have to do it. So that's clear. Like I don't want to kind of deep dive into it because there's a lot of technical stuff that we have to do to make that happen. Connectivity will be. But just kind of going beyond the technical stuff, I just want to talk about what are the other things we could perhaps do. And I just want to talk about chargebacks a little bit, and then maybe other things like somebody mentioning card-specific offers, things like that. So just from your experience as a payment company or as a payment provider to retailers like you, what are things we could truly do to make the end customer more happy? And that's the last thing, because I think we're running out of time here. So we'll just wrap up with that. And I want all of you to kind of tell us what things maybe start using.
So, the chargeback is the first thing. Right? So, for example, if I do an online transaction, say through Razorpay, I do get a communication on both from the merchant as well as from Razorpay that this transaction has been successful. Okay. If similar communication the moment I swipe it out, okay, because I get a message from the bank that it's debited, but then the merchant says that, so I'm not got the money. And this is where the entire dispute comes in. So if your mechanism is able to ensure that this transaction is through with the bank, and I get one more communication that it is there, or it fails, either to the merchant or to the customer, then at least there is one message which is there is that, okay, one leg is come. Then I can tell the customer that, see, this come has failed. So you may get a credit from the bank maybe 2-3 days from now. At least the customer is happy because the customer feels that, I've been cheated. Sometimes you lose sales there, the customer gets irritated, debited in the customer's account. So I'm talking more in case of a debit card. Okay, customer, it also happens, the customer says I got debited. And then there are multiple cases in UPI. We also get the payment twice. So sometimes my guy says that it's not happened, get it twice, so we have to call the customer and say, you got your payment twice, we won't refund it back. So that also happens. So in this case, if there is going to be one more additional confirmation or something.
So just recalling that, even in dynamic QR and in a card, right? If the two legs of the transaction are not complete, if we tell the merchant, sorry, I haven't got a confirmation, and the cashiers are trained to say, I haven't got a confirmation, it's the standard policy of credit card, right? You will get a refund automatically. In 2 days, that's what we tell customers. And no good rights. Does that really solve the issue?
Communication to the customer will also be helping out because, let's say for example, in my labs, some merchants are also enabled that the moment I do it, I get a message saying that you are transacted this one. So like online, I get it. So the problem is one side knowing, the problem with agitation is on the other side. So my guy tells me that, see, I got this communication out. The customer is going to throw the communication out from the bank and say that, see, I got this communication from the bank, it's debited, and both are at compliance. Both needs to get some communication out, so the customer also feels that, yes, I get this message that the transaction has failed. You will get the refund in the next 2-3 days. At least it cools down some of the tempers. Otherwise, here the temper flows. Though, I think now over a period of time, customers have also realized that, okay, I may get the need after 2-3 days. This problem has reduced considerably. But still, I see this problem more happening in days.
Yes, sir.
This is a bigger challenge. Customer doesn't get confirmation that the transaction is failed. He has a message that, okay, transaction is executed, your account is been there. Why they haven't got the money? So there is always a disagreement on that. How are we sure that our company
This would be a very good idea. So actually, if we can communicate to the customer and both have the same information, then
or very some option to the customer, okay, the transaction is quickly. That can also be an option.
Because with the boss, I take the customer's number anyway. Right. So from the customer boss anyway interacting with the payment, the EDC machine. So if it can be routed back to the customer, it makes sense.
This also much and then the get a message that you will get the money back. It is very nice. I don't know if there's more to add to chargeback.
Chargeback is the same as ultimately it's communication to the customer.
Got it. That's very good answer. Other things you could do to truly delight the customer. So I will be talking about the offer, right? Which is you report a card or HDFC card during Diwali time. You get an additional cashback, etc. Which are
Cashback is something which customer is very happy with. Cashback is Cashback is something, or maybe any kind of promotion or anything, whatever free benefits or national benefits customer gets is very happy.
and instant cashback, which actually reduces the amount.
So there's one challenge on instant gratification. This in terms of with the banks to get on offers. The bank always says that there's a limit. Okay, for me across the board, the bank says, okay, I participate without gratification, but up to the next time. The problem is I have multiple outlets. So how do I ensure that the X amount gets exhausted? Is there the challenges? So sometimes we realize that bank has said X, but mine is X plus something. And then once we start that activity once that event is over. And then we consolidate, compile everything, and then you figure out that, oh, it's exceeded X, and the bank says, no, I committed only X. So if that also is a part of the reconciliation system, if that get married and then I get an alert on a daily basis that against this offer, so much has happened,
As you get on your credit card when you swipe the card, this one is the balance on that.
I'm sorry, this has been a really exciting and insightful concept for me. I really love it. But I think we're running out of time and people are coming in. I don't know if you have a
Really thanks to all of you. The objective for us was to understand as we grow, move into the space, to understand what are the pain points which we face and what we can go back and sort of make and then come back in the market and deliver.
The last one is connectivity, when if you have, say, backup elements. For backup, we keep, say, 2 EDCs from different departments.
one of the things we're thinking, what could we do?
Well, that's one, but the other thing is we should look at why, if the connectivity is failing on a particular terminal more frequently, then it's probably do with changing the network.
So we are doing two things. I'm sorry, this is the sales pitch. One thing we're doing is that we are actually tracking network connectivity on each machine and pulling it back and putting it on a service. So when we see that some machine is having network connectivity problems, we can address that and say try differently. The other thing we'll actually try, which is not yet being done, is to actually have backups. So in the box itself, try this, try this, try this. And those are some of the things.
Because what happens in a particular store, a Vodafone network will be low versus an Airtel or a Jio. At the end of the day, it's a SIM card which comes to the customer. So we should identify that and change the SIM.
Try differently.
So today if you see your POS machine and DC machines are linked with
Wireless.
For Wi-Fi machines, there is no.
Yeah, absolutely. All machines are Wi-Fi.
So basically, if you have a separate DC machine which is not integrated with the POS, Wi-Fi.
It can be integrated with the POS without the Wi-Fi.
All our machines can be integrated directly over there.
Yeah, so you can integrate the machine without the wire, you can have it running on Wi-Fi which will not have connectivity issues. But
the wire
whenever this is down, so we use that for Spykar. But it is not integrated.
No, but we didn't talk about this, it's very interesting. We didn't talk about Ezetap, Razorpay for a reason, because I really didn't want this to be sales. I wanted to be pretty modesty, and I think that was good.
Definitely, we will discuss, we are hosting this CFO summit further in a larger form. Okay. Probably we can discuss that also.
Okay, absolutely. And again, I'd really like to thank you. This is very, very impressive.
Thank you very much. We would like to mention a small couple of appreciation to Mayuresh.
I'll have to give it to you. Don't worry.
Thank you.